All right, I'm gonna hit record. So many buttons.
So many buttons, so many buttons.
Too many buttons, not enough time.
So many
Hello,
buttons.
baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello. Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity podcast.
Hello, Marc and Jay. And
Are you
listeners.
serious?
You know who this is?
Okay. My bad again. So
what the
it
fuck's
is
going-
the Brink of Sanity episode.
What was that?
That was a very old voicemail. I tried to put all the podcast stuff in a podcast playlist, but I didn't uncheck it. So if you don't uncheck it, like the next song plays, and so that was,
Oh, got it. Okay.
so that
I was
was
wondering-
yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so welcome to episode 375. We still haven't learned how to podcast after 375 episodes, but here we are.
Well, half of us have no clue how to podcast, and the other half of us apparently haven't learned after 375 episodes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good start.
Good start. So I understand in your free time, you put a mix of old voicemails and just like listen to them.
No, I was
I got the voicemail from episode 212. Yeah.
No, I was just cleaning up my my old, my iTunes. I was, how I lost all my music at the beginning of the year. I'm at like the final stages, and it's just like a bunch of random stuff. And it turned out it was mostly like podcast stuff. So I dumped it all in the podcast playlist, forgetting to uncheck it.
Okay. Great story. Wonderful.
It was
to start the
very
show with a
interesting.
bang.
Very, very
Okay.
interesting story. So I was just telling Mark I was listening to music earlier, and I haven't really used Spotify before, so I found an album on Spotify that I was having trouble.
Wait, are you paying for Spotify now?
No.
Or are you using the free version?
I'm using the free
Okay.
one because
Okay.
I'm dipping my toe in, seeing if I like it. So
Yeah.
there
You know,
was
they
a-
have like almost everything outside of things we play on the podcast.
Mhm.
They have everything else. They actually have our podcast on there, probably. I think.
yeah, 'cause
Is
I
our
put it-
podcast on there?
Yeah, I put it on there.
Okay. So pretty much everything you could possibly want to listen to and more is on Spotify.
So there was an album I was having trouble finding on my own, so I found it on Spotify.
What bizarre like band that no one ever heard of? What tell me what band that no one what band is this that you wanted to find?
Josh Todd, which
Josh Todd, which is only popular in one small town in
No.
Iowa.
No.
Marc and Jay has like 12 of their albums.
it's not as crazy as it sounds. Josh Todd is the lead singer of Buck Cherry, and he made a solo
Okay.
album. So I was looking for a solo album. Found
Okay,
it on
that's crazy.
Found it on Spotify. Queued it up, but didn't listen to it for a week. Went to listen to it tonight, and it's now not on Spotify. So it's like my Netflix queue where I leave stuff so long that it just disappears and I never get to watch it. Apparently, Spotify is like that too.
Oh, maybe because it's the free version. Maybe it's no longer in the free version.
I don't know. I did a search. I would think it would show up in the search if it was available for pay, and then it would tell me to pay for it. It's just like gone.
Maybe their policies is after 30 days, no one has actually listened to this. They just get rid of it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, he did another solo like Josh Todd and the something, and they had that, and then it led me to a Jim Brewer. The stand-up comedian Jim Brewer. Apparently, he has a band that sounds like AC/DC. So
He
that's
does.
on
I
there.
actually, Jay had played it before the show started. I kind of knew actually that he did a good impression. Like I knew he was into metal. I've heard him on interviews talk about it.
So like now we have Jim Brewer. There is who's that guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall? You know who I mean, right? The British guy.
Yeah. Oh, the British? No, I don't actually know who you mean. Oh, I do know who you mean. Yes, the funny / annoying British guy.
You get him to the Greek.
Yeah.
He's got a
What I-
band, and Brian Posehn, the stand-up comedian, also has a band. So like, all these comedians now are starting like musical bands.
Did you ever hear of Billy Bob Thornton's band?
No,
Did you ever hear the interview with Billy Bob Thornton about his band?
No, the last interview I heard, he was like talking about carrying like a locket of blood from Angelina Jolie or something, and I'm like, I don't need to hear any more Billy Bob interviews.
That's really weird. So, I never actually heard his band, but there's like a really famous video, a famous interview he does with, I think it's a Canadian radio host about his band, and it is the most bizarre. It's everyone. Well, if anyone out there is listening, you should Google this and listen to it. Billy Bob Thornton is such an asshole in this interview because basically the guy asked him, "How did you get into music?" And he's like, "Would you ask Aerosmith how they got into music? Would you ask Paul McCartney how they got into music?" And the guy, he just took so offense basically, and he like didn't want to be referred to as an actor. He was just a total prick through the whole interview. You can see the radio host is just like, "Why the fuck are you being an asshole?" But he can't actually say that and keep his job.
But that's literally what they ask every musician.
Yeah.
Like I read a book on Aerosmith last month, and the first 5 chapters are how each band discovered music. Each member of the band discovered music. That's like a standard question that's like asking a comedian how he got into comedy. Like that's what you do.
Right. I don't.
The thing is, the
I guess
interviewer probably didn't have the balls to be like, yeah, that's like what we ask all musicians. So fuck yourself.
Well, I mean, the real thing is that he didn't have the balls to say, "Listen, no one would give a fuck about your band if you weren't Billy Bob Thornton. If you were just some average Joe on the street, you'd have a band where no one would give a shit about the band."
Right.
But Billy Bob Thornton's like, "No, I want to appreciate it for my music," and people are like, "I mean, maybe your music's good or not, but the only reason anyone's going to try this music out is because you're Billy Bob Thornton."
Right. There's a reason you're not playing in like bars at 2 p.m. for 2 years straight because you're Billy Bob. Russell Brand is the comedian, by the way.
Oh yeah. But, whatever. I mean, like, if you're rich and famous, you'd start a band, you do all kinds of stuff. Because whatever. Why
Life is
not?
pretty good. Once you get famous, you could literally do whatever you want. And
Eddie Murphy was the biggest movie star in the 1980s, and he sang a song called "Party." What was it? Party all
party
Day?
all
Oh,
the time. Yeah.
Although it became a #1 hit, or close to. I don't
No,
know.
it wasn't even good.
It wasn't even good. But if you're famous, you could do shit like that. If you're us, we could start a.
If you're us, you could have a
Start
13-year-long show with 375 episodes. And as much as I appreciate Anthony in the chat room, it's just Anthony in the chat room, and it's a little depressing. So
Yeah, Anthony, we love you.
we love you. We love you.
We should put out a book. We could jointly write a book, maybe a couple of years from now, like how to not get famous without while not trying that well, or something like that.
Yeah.
The keys to not making it.
Yeah. That would actually probably be a funny book that we could do.
How to fail with barely trying.
Or like how to fail over and over but never actually succeed.
So you guys were at the precipice. You guys were starting podcasting right before podcasting took off. Yeah. So that must have been really beneficial. No. You guys had a Knicks podcast before anyone else had a Knicks podcast? Yes. That must have been huge for you. No.
You had a YouTube channel when YouTube was just starting out? Yeah, that didn't work either.
You guys have nothing worked out. We're going to talk about it, and we have 300 pages to talk about this and not sell a book.
How to write a book and not sell a copy.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's exactly like whatever we would work on, how to come up like the best idea, and either of us have ever had is Brunchaholics. And Jay couldn't make that one work.
Yeah. I mean,
Actually-
that one was like not my fault, but yeah.
Well, actually, Jay told me earlier today a brilliant idea for a business plan he has that he's going to go with. You want to tell the business plan, or should I?
You could do it.
Okay. So Jay found out there's a couple, a Texas couple, who is making videos on Onlyfans. Onlyfans.com is a site where creators, a lot of adult performers, put stuff on there. People pay them to see their content. I imagine there's some X-rated content on there. I've not been on OnlyFans, not because I have a problem with looking at porn. It's because I have a problem with paying for it. I'm cheap, so I'm never going to be on OnlyFans. But Jay, why don't we have an OnlyFans site?
Well, who's doing the videos and the photos?
Okay, well, there goes that. Anyway, Jay found there's a couple in Texas that is making $350,000 a year on OnlyFans. Is that the
$350,000?
Yes, and the issue. I guess they were putting out some erotic stuff. The issue being that they have kids at like 9 and 11 or something around that ages, and people are giving them crap like, "How can you do this? Because you have kids and blah blah blah." I don't know why people are like, "Hey, yeah, don't make $30,000 a year. Go work at Walmart and make $12 an hour and live a shit life." At least they're fucking banking it. Anyway, so Jay pointed out that the husband and wife were not the most good-looking couple, so he was shocked that they were making a lot of money on OnlyFans. So anyway, Jay and his girlfriend Kat are also going to have their own OnlyFans site, and they're going to make $350,000 a year also. Congrats, Jay.
You know, I would have the best OnlyFans of all time, and people would not pay me any money because that's just the way our media, our content goes. I was
Kat, put the leather outfit on and whip me. I am telling you, I know we only have 2 followers right now. It's going to grow.
so
Demean me.
the thing is, the story stuck out to me because like the woman is like a 4 and out of 10, but she has big boobs.
A 4 out of 17. You know, that's my I do the 17 scale like everyone else does.
Yeah, all my ratings are in standard, not metric. So yeah, they make $350,000 a year, and it's like there's hundreds, if not thousands, of better looking women online. Like you go to Chatterbait right now, there's like 500 hotter women. How are they making?
Jay has them ranked actually. He has a spreadsheet. Go on.
I do. I have a spreadsheet. I'm going to send it to Andrew.
You have you spent any time on TikTok, Jay?
No, I refuse to.
So TikTok, first of all, it's highly addictive content, and apparently everyone that gets followers on there is just a hot girl like showing their boobs off, basically, not naked, but just kind of like doing some dance, and then you see like they have 8 million followers.
Well,
it's just like.
Have you gone to Facebook Gaming?
No, I didn't know they had a gaming site actually. I mean, I guess
there's a gaming tab when you go onto
Yeah.
Facebook, and it's
Okay.
kind of like Twitch,
Yeah.
but the most popular videos are split screen, and it'll be a game automatically being played on the right, and like a woman like dancing in a bikini on the left, or like in the shower with her clothes on the left, and it's like, and then you see, and there's like 100,000 people watching, and it's like, first of all, why would you want to watch a half a screen of a fully clothed woman on Facebook? Like, there's a lot of free content out there. Like, what are you doing?
I think there is something first. I think there's something about like people feel better about if you go down the rabbit hole of Pornhub or any other sites. Afterwards, you feel a little like you feel like what the fuck's wrong with me? But if I'm on Facebook gaming, watching there or Twitch or anything else, you're like, oh, whatever. I'm using a totally normal site and everything's fine.
I don't know if I would feel very good saying I just rubbed one out while watching Facebook.
You don't announce that at the office, though.
It's true, but I don't announce the Chatterbait at the office either. I feel like there's one thing to do on some sites, and I feel like Facebook is a site where you have like your friends' kids on there, and I don't want to mix my wanking with my friends' kids. I feel like that's a good code to keep.
You don't want like the whole yeah, that's Jay's like, I'm sorry, I rubbed one out to your child. She was in the background. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else, but she was
like, what if you
anyway.
accidentally hit the back button and then it just goes to like, your friend's like daughter's 5th birthday or something? Like, it's not good.
Please unfriend me now on Facebook.
I am not. I am not watching the soft porn video game streams on Facebook. I am not doing it.
I could be a professor for marketing 101 right now. Put me in a college. I will charge a lot less than a regular professor. Class number 1. Okay, kids, students, whatever the hell you guys are called. Sex sells, boobs sell. Come back for the final.
Yeah, the bigger the better.
But yeah, so
if you have an A cup, raise your hand. Get the fuck out of my classroom.
the thing about TikTok, what they do, they have an algorithm, whatever. Who, like, whatever you're watching, whatever you watch longer or you have an interaction with, they'll show you more of that. And what I found is my content, they show me a lot of magic. I seem to like magic a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They show me some stand-up comedians. I like that a lot. And just lots and lots of, I'm hoping they're all 18 and over, girls dancing. I just like one after the other because I stare too long. But
wait, isn't the videos like 30 seconds or are they longer?
Yeah, they're like 30 seconds. They're all really short.
So how do you have a
Like
stand-up?
15 seconds.
It's like one-liners.
Up to like no, you know what? They'll just take a bit. They'll take a bit of someone's act. So someone was be at like what's the comedy club we used to always go
The
to?
Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, the Cellar. They'll have they have lots of scenes from the Cellar. You're seeing something in the Cellar, and it's just like a minute from the guy's act, like the middle of the act, something funny. I think the comedians might put it up themselves. And then some like there'll be also a lot of famous comedians who have like you can see a bit of their act. It's just when you. I have to say, Jay, you will not believe how addictive TikTok is.
I know. I just find it funny how they were like, "Hey, look, this is spyware," and everyone in the world was just like, "I don't give a shit. Here's all my information," and now like 2 billion people use it.
Do you know what I did? I did. I have to tell you what I did. TikTok. I'm so weak with that. I was like, I'm gonna delete it. The content's just so good on there. I mean, forget the hot girls. There's so much just like interesting content on there. But I put a limit where the app goes down after 10 minutes.
Wow, you really are hooked.
I'm really hooked. At first the limit was 30 minutes, then it was 20 minutes, then it was 10, the 15. I put the 10. I'm like, I'm spending too much time. I don't want to delete this app, but I don't want to spend more than 10 minutes a day. It is a complete waste of time. At the same time, it's a good way to waste time. I think if I was single, living in the city by myself in the middle of COVID, when you weren't supposed to go outside, I could see myself spending 28 to 29 hours a day on that site.
It's funny, you know nothing about pop culture, none of the lingo, yet you're like obsessed with TikTok, which like 15-year-olds.
It's so much better than every other social media I've ever been on. It really just for like content, just for like. I never got into YouTube. I know you like YouTube, right? You watch stuff on there.
Yeah.
Outside of like you or like someone just sending me a video and I'll watch it, I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube. Once in a while, I'll look for like a stand comedian on there, but I don't spend much time on there.
I've been watching this one guy for like 15 years.
Which guy?
The Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about him.
Yeah, he's still going.
Okay.
We started at the same time. He gets like 4 million views per video. Our last one, I'm gonna hit refresh because the numbers go up so quick.
No, please don't. You'll write your book. You'll send it to him. He'll write the counterpoint.
5.
Okay, great. I don't know. You might well just stop posting there. But anyway, I've never gotten into YouTube. Outside of once in a while looking at stuff, it's fine. It's just not that addictive. Facebook, I don't find Facebook that addictive. I mean, like you look at it once in a while. It's a way to waste time looking at like people you know, or like I use it basically for our different podcasts. I sometimes will read stuff that's going on in our town. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. I did delete the app also from my phone because like I don't want to spend a lot of time on here and it's kind of a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, sometimes I will be stupidly like argue with someone on Twitter. I like Twitter I like Twitter a lot better than I like Facebook. As far as like news and information, it's much more interesting. But I don't find it like so addictive. TikTok is like fucking crack. Go on there. Please download it and just use it for a week.
I won't.
See what you think.
No, I won't.
Why not?
Well, one, they actually came out and said it was spyware. And
who gives a shit? Come on. What are they going to spy? This would be the word. The spies would hang themselves while watching your life.
Well, I waste enough time as it is.
Come on, like the spies are like, shit, he's on Chatterbait again. I can't believe I fucking assigned to this guy.
Yeah.
What? Come on, just for an experiment. You can delete it in a week. Just download it for a week. Spend 10 minutes on it a day.
Why would I want to do that?
Just for the goddamn experiment. Just tell me what you think of it next show. Who cares? We recommend shows. I'm recommending apps. Come on.
Like you're gonna have an app of the week. You're gonna recommend one app and never be heard
Jay,
from.
Go
again.
on Discord. Just go on Discord. Find some white nationalists. Get to know them. Join their cult.
I have Discord.
You do have to. Someone told me today they have a friend who has a Discord. So I downloaded Discord today for the reason that he claims he quit a very high-paying job, now does day trading, and makes between $2,000 and $5,000 a day day trading.
That's I looked on YouTube for a bunch of day trading like tutorial videos, and every one is like, here's my pick of the day now. Go to Discord for like daily updates. Every single one did that. And I was like, fuck you. I'm not joining all these Discords. So
this is the person who told me about it. Someone I'm like a good friend of mine. And I met and hung out with the person that he says who has quit his job. I don't know the other guy. It's like it's a friend of his from home. I don't know that friend well, but I've hung out with him before.
Yep.
Anyway, I was like, he seemed like a pretty normal. I was like, could you ask your friend if I could be part of his Discord? So I'm waiting for him to get back to me to get permission to go on his Discord. Because why not? I want to fight because he says apparently he tells people how to day trade on there, and I can use between $2,000 and $5,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 2,000. I'll settle for the lower tier.
Yeah, I got some of the stocks that some of the day traders recommended.
How's that going for you?
I think I am dead even, which is better than like the hundreds I lost on the what was it? Wall Street Bets stupid stocks.
Well, Jay, your girlfriend had a friend who was trading and was kicking ass in the stock market. She gave Jay a bunch of tips of like what to buy. Jay invested in all those stocks, and those stocks all collapsed right afterwards.
So her friend got into Wall Street Bets and bought all the ones they were pumping up right at the beginning, made thousands and thousands of dollars, told me about it. I bought them all at the peak, and then they all crashed, and I lost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So
she probably was like, Black Cloud, I'm going to bet against this. She's like, it's killing it. I'm killing it now. I bet the opposite way. So what have you been betting from? So how have you been day trading? I want to hear more about this, Jay.
Well, there's a bunch of YouTubers who will have like 3 to 5 recommended stocks. And
by the way, I want to point out before Jay goes on, Jay was ahead of the curve with crypto. He was talking about this a couple of years back. We all were like, well, Brian and I on the show were like, the fuck are you doing guessing in Bitcoin and Ethereum? You're crazy, Jay. And really, we should have, the moment Jay told us about it, we should have gone all in and we'd all be super rich.
You know, I told you about Ethereum when it was $40.
No.
It
wasn't $40.
It was like 100. It was really cheap.
I remember you told us about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was around 3,000 when you told us about it. Is that correct?
It was like 2,200.
Yeah, and Ethereum was maybe.
I bought a bunch at around $150, so I probably started talking about it before I bought in. So I was probably watching it like around $100.
I bought it at like $700, which seemed like a stupid buy until the price has gone up, obviously, majorly.
Yeah.
But I didn't put that much money in. I wish I put more money in. But yeah. Anyway, so my point was Jay was ahead of the curve, and so everyone should listen up to Jay's investment advice right now because whatever Jay's going to say is going to just take off. It's going to be the next crypto. So what are you doing, Jay?
No, it's so like I look at their advice and they recommend maybe 5 stocks. And
is this like every day? Like in the sense like they're like you should buy. It's day trading, so is the idea you buy it and sell it the same day?
No, these are like short, like like 1 to 3 month buys, not like 1 day buys.
So I have a friend who does day trade, a different friend, not the one making 2,000 to 5,000. Someone else I know, and he basically Jeff, the musician who's been on our show, he buys everything he buys and sells it the same day.
Oh wow!
So but basically he's been doing that for many years.
I don't understand how you can predict that or how that works. I don't.
He has a system. He hasn't he basically. My understanding of it all is that he has a set plan every day reacting to the date. What the fuck? Do you hear that?
No.
Oh god damn it! I hate when the websites like start playing music.
So like the thing is, I don't even know how you find them.
Basically what he does is something I don't know the whole story, but basically they make a move. He makes a move based on the coming news, but like all he wants is to have like a little blip, basically a small move, and then he sells out.
Okay, so he's looking for news because there's like millions of stocks. So like I don't even know where you.
I don't think there are millions of stocks, but
I think there are.
I mean, there's like 50,000. How many stocks? I mean, on the U.S. stock exchange.
Yeah, I think there's got to be at least 500,000.
There are currently 3,600.
Bullshit. No.
I mean, I'm looking at let me find a more up to date. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I just Googled that. It said the latest value here in 2019 is 4,200. The average value. Yeah,
there's only 4,200 different stocks.
Well, there's different kinds of stocks also. There's publicly traded stocks. There's what they call over-the-counter stocks, which aren't traded on an exchange. There's the U.S. Stock Exchange. There's NASDAQ. There's smaller exchanges too. I have a very limited knowledge of this, but like I know there are different like. It doesn't have to be listed on an exchange. Do you know what an exchange is, Jay?
Yeah. I
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it seems like there's way more.
I mean, what do you like? Where do you get the millions though? Like that seems like a really high. Like that to be millions of companies are being traded.
Yeah.
Why aren't we being traded in the stock market, Jay? Can we do a SPAC for Brink of Sanity?
I mean, this is another thing where you want me to do all the research, right?
I'm telling you, SPACs are taking off. Just do the SPAC. So anyway, anyway. Well, so what's your strategy? Tell me more about your strategy.
It's not much of a strategy. I've broken even, so it's not a great strategy.
Well, what do you? Tell us more about it.
They recommend like 5 stocks, and they give all the reasons why you should buy it. And then I go and I look at the history of the stock, and a lot of the ones they're picking don't have a good history, but they think they're going to pop at some point, or they've been going down, and they're like, well, it's going to stop going down soon. And the ones that are in a downward slide, I don't buy. So like I do research on top of their research, and
so give me an example of what recently have you bought, basically. Give me something that you were right about and something you were wrong about.
okay. So let me pull up my app. I think
This site says there's 24,000 stocks. They said many people underestimate how many stocks are traded in the United States. The total number is 24,000 between all the exchanges. I don't know. That's from 2019 also. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Gotcha. So one of them made a. Did I sell it? It was called like BurgerFi. It was a new burger company that was supposed to be making like healthier burgers. And it's.
I mean, BurgerFi. Like, what kind of stupid shit are people coming out with?
I don't know. It went up after he recommended it. I bought it and it went up like a good amount, and then it just started slowly trickling down. So I got rid of it.
It's a restaurant aimed at the better burger sector of the market. Is it healthier or is it like just more high-end burgers?
It's supposed to be a little of each, but then I read some reviews and it said it tasted like shit. So then I ended up selling it.
Basically, you're like a better tasting McDonald's. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I was gonna say McDonald's, but McDonald's obviously, I'm sure that's stocked as well.
Yeah.
But so what happened? What did you buy it and it how'd it do?
It went up a lot in the beginning, and then it started just steadily going down, and I ended up selling it at a very small gain, like $20, because it wasn't going up anymore. It popped, and then and that was it.
You trading on Robinhood, so you don't pay fees?
I have some money in Schwab from my 2 jobs ago,
Okay.
and it like I can't take it out, so it's stuck there. So I might as well just.
Is it retirement stuff?
Yeah,
So
so most of it, like 90% of it, is in like a fund that they manage and they take care of. But then
you have money in an IRA, so you can trade without like fees. Basically.
Right. I have like a few $1,000s that are there that I can't take out, and they're not managing, so I can basically do what I want with it.
Okay, good for you. Good for you, Jay. You're allowed to use your own money.
Yeah.
I
read that PayPal was about to partner with another company, and it was going to be really good for both
Pinterest,
companies.
right?
Yeah, Pinterest. So I bought one PayPal because it was like $340, and now it's $270. So that one didn't go so well.
I like PayPal. I mean, I don't use the PayPal app a lot, but I use Venmo, which they own also. I use that all the time now. So
yeah, I thought like, okay, I think it was right when they like bought Venmo, and I'm like, okay, like now they have pretty much cornered the market. That's definitely going to make the stock go up, and yeah.
So I don't understand it. So I send money to friends on Venmo. Venmo doesn't charge me, so I don't know where they're making like the money.
I don't either. There's a couple of companies like that, like that one with the movie subscription where you. Like,
they weren't making. They were just losing tons of money. You know, most of these tech companies just lose lots and lots of money.
Yeah, Netflix is like breaking even, and I'm like, maybe don't give Adam Sandler $500 million. Like, I don't know, just a thought. Eddie Murphy hasn't done stand up in 20 years. So like, here's $40 million. Like,
Oh, I forgot about that. That never came out though. The
he's,
Eddie Murphy stand-up never came out,
he's
right?
probably still writing it. I mean,
I think they gave him the deal right before COVID, so he probably hasn't had opportunity to like he probably wants to go perform before doing the special.
right. Well, it hasn't stopped some of the comedians. It seems like
There's
some
a-
of them are like, we're going to give you 20 million to do this stand up. And they're like, I'm done. I'm ready to go. And they're like, we just told you 5 minutes ago. He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go up there and riff.
I'm just gonna read a book on stage, like Andy Kaufman style. It'll be hilarious. Give me my 20 million.
I heard, I didn't watch it, but I heard the new Adam Sandler one was so bad.
I did, which I most of the Adam Sandler movies are really bad, but apparently he's popular on there. They have a reason for giving him. Enough people watch his movies.
He's like Medea and Ernest, where he has a built-in audience, and it doesn't matter what they make, X amount of people are going to go see it.
That's pretty good though. Good for him.
I mean, I would like to be Medea or Ernest.
We at Brink of Sanity have a built-in no audience. Whatever we put out, whether it's Jay Loves Music or Nick, whatever it is we put out, there's no audience we bring to it.
Yeah, Jay Loves Music. I stopped getting the. Remember, I said like tons of people from Africa were joining the group. That stopped too.
Tons of people.
I got 150.
How's Jay Love Music going? I think a bunch of Nigerians are asking for help on the site.
150 people.
You mean
from
help
Africa.
with music? No, I think they might be being massacred. I don't know.
150 people from Africa joined in like 3 months, and then like it just stopped. Every once in a while, they post a video of like one of their shitty rap videos that they're working on.
Do you remember on Friendster? You had a Friendster account? Did you have back in the day?
That's how I met Fun Sponge.
Awesome. Do you remember at some point you just kept getting friend requests after friend requests from people from the Philippines?
No, I didn't start getting that, but I heard it became like after everyone moved to MySpace, it became like a very popular Filipino site.
Yeah, apparently it became really big. But for them, they were like, no, we need the American audience. They have money. We don't need some people from the Philippines. They're like, please stop joining our site in the Philippines. Our servers can't handle this.
Yeah, that was a weird.
We need the rich white people, not the people in the Philippines.
All these sites have just weird turn of events after they finish peaking.
Yeah, apparently they at some point they sold it to another site. I heard like a story about Friendster and why they did not become the next Facebook. Basically, it's not that interesting of a story. It was interesting overall, but not interesting enough for me to repeat right now.
I mean, Friendster's interface sucked, so that's why they didn't become the next Facebook.
Apparently, they changed CEOs a number of times. They had a lot of issues, basically. Like a lot of things that, whatever you want to say about Facebook, Facebook got a lot of stuff right, especially early on. That Friendster just completely screwed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jay, why is it so hard for you to download TikTok and watch it for 10 minutes a day and just report back on next show how you liked it?
Why do all your ideas involve me spending time?
Whatever. Jay, is it so much you're doing with your time you can't take 10 minutes from breathing in the mold that probably followed you to this new apartment to just watch TikTok? Come on. Download TikTok. I want to hear a review from you about TikTok.
What do you want to compare notes about the videos I watched?
I want to see what your experience is like. Is it such a weird thing? Like it's a free app, Jay. You have to do almost nothing for signing up, basically. And you go on there,
except give them access to my private data on my phone.
I'm pretty sure. Facebook. First of all, you have so much information out there on Facebook and Twitter, everywhere else. China doesn't need to go to TikTok to find out about you. Like you're exposed, Jay. You're and who gives a shit, Jay? You should post all your private information. You should email to the Chinese government, and it won't matter.
I mean, maybe we get hits from the Chinese government.
It should be great. You should just like have an email where you have like the U.S. people from the U.S. government and China together, and you're just like, "Hey guys, letting you know I'm taking a shower now at 4:55 p.m. That's what I do. Feel free to spy on me. Keep going."
Well, if I can get both the governments together, I'll just be like, maybe you guys should just talk. I'm gonna leave the room for a minute. Wait, hug it out. Hug it out.
I don't know. Do they talk? Do they not talk? I think Joe Biden's talked to China this week.
But then do they talk nice? Maybe if it's an awkward situation where they're both spying on me, they'll have to make some awkward chit chat, and maybe that'll lead to like they both find out they love Squid Game, and maybe they'll be friends after that.
I don't know. It's one of the situations also where like China and the U.S. are so intertwined that like the U.S. and China can't really go to war because if they go to war, they're just destroying themselves. China builds a bunch of shit. We buy their shit.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bunch of debt. We owe China. China puts all their money into the U.S. Like if China destroyed went to war with the U.S., there goes all their money because we have to pay them back their money.
I mean, eventually they're just gonna buy all our property, and then that's where it's going.
Mean, with you want to buy like property and the way our country's going with the white nationalism and like just the shitness, basically, they're not going to come here.
No, but they're gonna own all the property. I mean, half the buildings in Manhattan right now are empty because foreign people bought all of them.
There's a lot of money laundering going on in the U.S. Whatever. Okay, exactly. You can't you can't basically. China and the U.S. China and the U.S. are like stepbrothers that are forced to get along, basically, or brother. I don't know, some kind of. It's like almost like they're in a marital relationship. They're so intertwined. They can have like spats where they put like tariffs on each other's products, but at some point they have to get along because the countries are so intertwined.
When China owns most of Manhattan, do you think they spread out, or they're like, we want nothing to do with most of these states?
It's almost like, Jay, you go to a convenience store, and the convenience store, you have been borrowing money to buy stuff at the convenience store, and the convenience store's only customer is you, and so you're kind of like, I don't like Jay, but he's my best customer. Jay owes me money. Shit, how do we work this out?
Yeah, but what if they were slowly like purchasing my closets and like my second bedroom? At some point, they're just gonna buy my whole apartment.
Do you know China? Have you done it? Like, have you heard about all of their construction projects they do there?
No.
Like they have built in the last 20 years. China has done such an amazing amount of construction there. They've built like whole cities out of nowhere. They have whole cities there that are just empty because they built the city and then no one actually cared about living there. Like they look at like up ghost. I think it's like ghost towns in China.
Mm-hmm.
You will find there are whole cities where they were built and no one actually lives there because my point being basically, if China purchased the United States, they'd probably do better construction than the Americans are doing. We'd probably have a better functioning country.
Probably.
I'm not saying pro. I'm just saying, would it take us 15 years to put back up like the World Trade Center tower?
Which was absolutely ridiculous.
15 years to do that. We can't connect the Long Island Railroad to the Metro North Railroad. We can't they're like, hey, could the Long Island Railroad stop in Grand Central? And they're like, 7 blocks away? That's impossible. There were so many projects in our country that we have roads crumbling. I know we passed some big infrastructure bill. I bet if China was like, oh, we own this now, fuck it, we're going to put this together. We're going to make it actually work.
I went to Long Island via public transportation for the first time in like a year and a half. And yeah, not connecting the Metro North and Long Island Railroad was a lot of fun. That made my commute really, really great.
Well, it's supposed to connecting just in the city. You're supposed to be able to like, a lot of people coming in from Long Island, and they think that if the Long Island Railroad also stopped on the east side, that would be helpful, I guess.
Yeah, that would help me a lot.
Yeah, Eddie, it would help a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of different projects that they could do. Like, we don't have high-speed rail. We don't like China has a ton of high-speed railroads that really connect. They can go from one place to the other really fast. We just have a lot of traffic and shitty trains.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Anthony brought up they built a hospital in 24 hours during the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Here they would be like, well, I hope this pandemic's still going in 8 years because that's when the hospital will be ready. We built a tent. Hey guys, we have a tent.
The only thing people build in 24 hours that are successful in our country are scams.
Yeah.
They're like, there's a huge plague going on in the United States. What should we do? People are like, let me feel like how I can come up a way to get government money for not doing anything.
Yeah, it's either.
And I'm not talking about people like freeloading. I'm talking about like there was a company in Jared Kushner went on social media looking for basically like a company that would sell PPE. Some company guys in LA is like, I'm selling PPE. I've got hundreds of millions of this stuff for you guys. So Jared Kushner apparently sent him a lot of got the government to send the guy a ton of money. And the guy was like, oh, I don't really have anything for you. I'm just going to take the money.
Well, what you want is a guy who's like the 5th most powerful person in the country to be scammed by obvious scams.
I, I read something about the country of, what was it? Not Austria, Albania, I think it was. Was it Albania? It's some country in that neighborhood where the entire country basically fell for a giant pyramid scheme or a giant Ponzi scheme. They said basically they said the entire country basically fell for a Ponzi scheme, and basically because the country fell for a Ponzi scheme, it just wrecked people's lives and led to a civil war in the country.
See, this is why Brink should be more popular. We've been exposing this kind of shit for like 12 years.
Why can't you just get the TikTok app? Why are you being resistant, Jack?
I don't know why you're so focused on the TikTok app.
I want to see what your experience is like. And I'm also focused on it because I can't believe you won't do this for the show, Jack.
Lorenzo
I'm not asking you to like do.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, what do you do with old technology in your house? Do you throw it out, recycle, or do you have a graveyard where old phones, tablets, and computers go to die?"
Yeah. So it's just a couple of times I've thrown out computers and when I throw out a computer, I try to break it basically completely so it can never be salvaged. But that takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have a closet full of like 4 or 5 computers basically just like stacked, and I'm like, I don't know. At some point I'll get rid of these. And we have a couple of old phones that are just around the house, but I don't. There's a place in my town where you can go like recycle stuff, but I haven't done that yet. What about you?
Well, I just got a new phone, so I was able to turn in my iPhone 6 to Apple, and they gave me, I think, $20 for it.
Why didn't you just keep it for $20?
It held a charge for about 45 minutes. It was basically a brick at that point.
I mean, I'm just saying you could plug it in to play music from it or something like that. It doesn't have to be. You can still use it without having it.
Yeah, but I have all the music on my new phone. Like, there's literally no point in having it. Like,
what if your old phone? You lose your old phone, or your new phone? I mean,
if I lose my new phone, then I'm gonna have to get a new phone. It barely worked. Like, I would push 3 buttons and it would go down 20%. I checked the Knicks score the other day and it went down 15%. So I was like, all right, I need a new phone.
You know, if you put a new battery in there, then the phone will actually run.
I got a new battery. I think it was during COVID. I got.
They had that battery replacement thing, right?
Yeah, and it was better for like a year, but the phone is so old that like the new technology of like websites and stuff the phone's too old. It just kills it.
I got the new 6. Sorry, I got the SE, but I got my new phone a year ago last fall, and I had the 6 up to that point. I had the 6 for like 5 years. I remember just when I first got the new phone, it was like, look, I can do this magic trick on the phone. I go to ESPN.com, and it doesn't take a half hour to get there. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, Anthony said his phone went down 20%. Do you have an iPhone 6? Because that's what my situation was.
It's worth the SE 2020 is what it's called. It's like $400. It's, I mean, obviously not cheap, but like it's a lot cheaper than like a lot of the more expensive ones.
Yeah. Lorenzo writes, what are your top 3?
I have a question. Why won't you go on TikTok? Like, why wouldn't you just download it and try it for the show?
It's literal spyware that I don't want to put on my phone.
I mean, you don't think Facebook is spyware? Facebook is literally selling your privacy data. Like, that was the whole scandal they have, is they just sell your data.
Well, that's why I've been posting nothing but like memes for a year and a half.
Also, who cares? If they sell your data, what's going to happen next? What's the next step? They sell, like, it's spyware. China has spied on you. What happens next, Jay?
I don't
take me through this James Bond adventure where China's out to get you.
I don't need any more targeted shit. I don't want my passwords hacked. I don't know.
You're worried that China will hack your passwords and get your amazing stock tips?
I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but I don't want my bank password getting out there.
Your bank password's protected though by like the FDIC. I mean, the money, like if someone stole your bank account, your money's protected.
I don't want to deal with it. How long is it gonna take for me to get my money back?
It's really China. China's like, shit. How the freak are we gonna break into Jason's account?
I don't know.
There's gold in their sheet. Come on. Just do TikTok for a week.
Lorenzo writes.
China put me up to it.
Lorenzo writes. This episode's been brought to you by China. Lorenzo writes, "What are your
I've
top,
heard our show would blow up if our show was on TikTok.
What are your top 3 cheeses?"
Top 3 cheeses. I'm gonna say. You want to go? Take turns on this, Jay? I'm gonna say my number 1 is goat.
Really?
Yeah. You have a problem with goat?
It's not great.
Ah, well, according to someone who's wrong, sure.
Okay.
You don't like goat cheese?
Not really.
It's not in your top. What list would it be? A top 5, top 10?
Probably top 20.
Wow. Not a fan. I think goat cheese is delicious. You ever have goat cheese with like some red beets? A goat cheese red beet salad at a restaurant? It's wonderful.
Beets are bottom 5 vegetable for me.
Wow,
I think
I don't
beets
think we
are
could, Jay, I don't think at a fine dining restaurant we could do good at sharing.
I think beets are so fucking gross.
Jay, would you, if we went to a nice restaurant together, just me and you,
Mm-hmm.
would you share with me?
Not if you ordered beets.
Well, let's just say we ordered a food, like let's say we picked something out that we both like. Would you have a problem with me eating off your plate?
Yes. I know
Why,
you don't
Jay?
wash your hands, so no.
I definitely don't. But I promise I probably didn't get a lot of pee on my hands.
Hmm.
And really, like, Jay, if you had to have a choice,
Mhm.
would you rather eat you get a like you get a steak?
Mhm.
I go to the bathroom, come back, I touch your steak, and then you cut the steak and eat it.
Mhm.
Or would you rather have TikTok for a week?
I would definitely rather have TikTok for a week. That's just fucking gross.
Okay, hang on. The steak, and I'm gonna touch it all with my hands, all of my hands. Or would you rather take your shirt off in a men's locker room?
Shirt off. And you
Okay.
know how much I hate the shirt off.
I know that's why. Okay, Jay, would you rather have the steak or let your toe hair just grow for an entire year?
Toe hair.
Okay. Would you rather?
I'm really opposed to
steak?
touching my steak.
Would you rather steak or shake hands with a homeless person?
Oh, Jesus. That's a good one. This is almost a stalemate right here.
Oh, what are you gonna do, Jay?
I think I would
Again,
shake
you
hands
don't, you
with
don't
the...
know if I got. Maybe I got some splatter on my hands. What's the big?
I know. I would probably shake hands with a homeless person.
Oh my God. Okay, the homeless person coughs in your vicinity. Within a foot of your face.
Or I eat the steak that you touched with your hands after you peed.
No, I'm just asking if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to send a homeless man over to your house later.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
of course. Obviously, yes. It's always first. I didn't know I had to restate it every time. Okay, I got one for you.
I might still go with the cough.
Okay, I've got it. I've got the best one, and I know this one you're going to take the steak. I'm positive.
Okay.
You want to bet on that? I guarantee you'll take the steak. The steak, or you accidentally delete your music again.
Steak.
Yes. Okay, what does Lorenzo write?
Ooh, top 3 cheeses. So you want to go cheese.
I forgot that's the question.
I'm going to go
Okay,
with...
so we Lorenzo, we got through one. Tune in next week for my second choice.
This will be a 6-part series. I'm going to go with pepper jack.
Oh. Yeah. My number 2 would probably be feta.
So you're a Mediterranean Greek guy.
The Mediterraneans live longer, less heart disease.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's very good in a salad. It's
Mhm.
good in other things too. Have you ever had a feta watermelon salad?
No, where the hell would you get that?
What? You've never heard of a feta watermelon salad?
No.
It's delicious. It's delicious. It's a wonderful salad to have this summer.
Where the hell are you going for a feta watermelon salad?
You've never heard of a feta watermelon salad?
No, I've never seen
It's-
it on a menu.
The juiciness of the watermelon and the saltiness of the feta, they just go so well together.
Where the hell are you eating?
I apparently at different restaurants.
Are you
than
like getting dinner in Barbados? Like
I have to say I've heard about it in restaurants. I've made my own also. It comes out great.
Okay. I'm gonna go with...
Are you a big fan of watermelon?
No, it's okay. It's plain. It's
Would you plain. It's juicy. It's one of the best fruits. Watermelon on its best day, you cannot be beat. It cannot be beat. It's the number one fruit on its best day.
Okay.
Okay, Jay. Would you rather download TikTok for a week, or just experiment and make a watermelon salad with feta and it can report back?
I'll eat a watermelon feta salad.
Over TikTok?
Yeah.
What if I touch the watermelon salad
No,
with my hands?
then it's TikTok.
Okay, what's your number 2, Jay?
I think my number 2 is Parmesan.
I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
not a very. First of all, Parmesan is not the most versatile cheese. I could put it on my pizza. I probably won't notice the flavor of my pizza. It's good with pasta, no question, but it's not like
I don't know
if it adds a ton.
I was just thinking of my obsession with chicken parm, but would I like the chicken parm just as much with a different cheese? I might.
Yeah.
I might. Maybe we can.
I put Parmesan cheese on my pasta. I do like it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is really like your cheeses suck. Pepper jack and then Parmesan. I would not have guessed your list. I like the fancy cheeses they have, but I can't think of any of the fancy cheeses. Like when you go to like a cheese place and they have like different ones.
Yeah, I like brie.
Yeah, brie of the fancy ones. Brie is a lower level fancy one, like an aged Gouda. Like an aged Gouda, I think is awesome.
Good is good. I might go with Munster.
What?
I like Munster.
It has no flavor. Munster is like one of the least flavorful. You're like, yeah, Munster and Swiss. Those are my best cheeses. Like these are just really lame cheeses, Jack.
I mean, when I grew up, all my mom got was provolone, which had no taste at all. So like,
that's a pretty weak cheese, also. I have to admit.
for like 15 years, I'm like, provolone sucks, and it's like that's all my mom would get. So,
Mom, the other kids tell me stories about how you can cream this cheese. You can turn it into cottage. There's so much you can do with it. Stop bringing home this shit.
I still remember The
there's
Simpsons where he was like, Cudahy cheese? What the hell is that?
Mom, you know there's an American version of this cheese that tastes good. Okay, my number 3. Did I say my number 3 already? I said aged Gouda. Yeah, I put it up there. I can keep going with this list though. I think my number 4 would be a blue cheese.
Ugh, terrible.
Blue cheese is strong, but like I think it adds like a blue cheese burger is awesome.
I don't like blue cheese at all.
You know, there's a song that keeps saying, "You're addicted to blue cheese," and my son basically just randomly say to me, "Dad, you're addicted to blue cheese. Dad, you're so addicted to blue cheese." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking?" I hadn't heard the song, but apparently it's like a rap song that I heard recently. Somehow he heard the song and keeps telling me I'm addicted to blue cheese. What's your next one? What's your number 4, Jay? We're gonna do a top 100 cheeses here. We're gonna keep going until we hit goat cheese on Jay's list.
So you keep it's doing fancy cheeses. I'll just keep doing like cheap, shitty cheeses. I'll go with like cheddar.
Holy shit, your list is terrible. Your list is really terrible. Number 5, Mark. Cheese Whiz.
American cheese.
Have you tried American cheese? It comes in each slice is individually wrapped.
The
What do you do for a living? I'm the guy that wraps all the cheese for the Americans.
you know the powder that goes on Cheetos? That's my next
I like it because it stays in your hands for weeks.
right. There's no washing that shit off.
It's like it's like a tattoo on my fingertips. Andrew writes, do you have more emails or should I go to Facebook?
No, that's it for emails.
Andrew writes, does Jay wish that Bry has as much enthusiasm for this podcast as he does for ranting about the Bengals on Twitter?
Very true. Every time I see Bry's Twitter pop up, I'm like, oh, Bry tweeted. And it's always, I have no idea what he's talking about. And I just assume it's the Bengals.
Yeah. Bry, could you please, I know Bry will be listening to this episode. Could you rant about the Mets instead? There's a lot to rant about for the Mets. Patrick writes, Supergrass or the Charlatans?
Ooh.
I know enough to know that one of these is an actual band, so I assume the other one is as well.
There's 2 bands named the Charlatans, but he's talking about Charlatans UK because they're better. I'm I'm gonna go with Supergrass.
Okay. There's two bands named the Charlatans.
Yeah, there was an American band in the 50s that were around for like a year, and then or the 60s, and then there was the Charlatans, who were kind of like an Oasis type band, but they were around for like 15 years.
Where are the what time period is the UK version?
I think like 95 to like 2010 or something like that.
What's the song? I vaguely know a Supergrass song. What's the Charlatans song that I would know?
You probably wouldn't know it.
No way, Jay. There's a band you like that I wouldn't know. Go on.
The only one I know is like probably they're like one semi hit.
What is the semi hit?
You want me to play a piece of it?
Yeah, if you have it ready.
Sure. Can we not hear it?
No, we cannot hear it, Jay.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I got it. I'm good on that. You know what we should do? You know, you post on your J Love Music or somewhere you post like a song of the day.
Yeah.
You should have a song of the day prepared for each show. Like you play 30 seconds of a song, like as part of like the J Loves Music segment.
So you just want to ensure that if the podcast ever takes off, that none of our videos are able to get monetization because I put just enough music to get flagged.
I'm pretty sure the Charlatans can't afford a lawyer, Jay. Come on.
Your
Andrew
friggin'
writes-
Drake at the beginning of the Knicks podcast got our video demonetized.
Oh yeah, what did I put on there? I put a.
I don't know. You were playing some shitty Drake song through your phone, through the podcast, and it still got flagged and demonetized.
That's amazing. Andrew writes Hamilton or Verstappen for the title. Who wins?
I'm guessing that's soccer. I never heard of the second team.
I'm assuming Hamilton means the Broadway play. So Verstappen must be the other Broadway play. And they're talking about the Tony Awards, right, Andrew?
Or is Verstappen it sounds like a German leader.
Verstappen could be something that involves white power and something that's not good for the Jews. So I'm going to vote for Hamilton.
Okay, I'll go with that too.
Andrew writes, are you guys fans of the James Bond movies?
Yeah, I love them. I watch them all with my dad when they come out. So I've seen every single one except the newest one.
Okay. What's your have you seen all like the ones from the back in the day?
Yeah.
Like the
No, we
Sean
started
Connery?
from like number 1 and watched all like 24 of them.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So Jay, which Bond is best?
Probably Goldfinger. That's a Sean Connery.
Oh, sorry.
one.
I meant which actors? Sorry, Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah. I liked Roger Moore because I was that age when those movies were coming out. But then like watching them back again, I think Sean Connery was better.
Okay. I mean, I've seen maybe 2 of the recent ones, but
Mhm.
I've never been. I've just never been interested enough to watch.
They're pretty much all good.
I'm sure they are actually. There's nothing where I'm like, oh, this is crap. I just haven't sat. My dad doesn't want to spend time with me watching James Bond movies or. Yeah, so I've not bonded with my dad over that.
Gotcha.
My dad usually has random British shows he likes to watch, and not with me. So, and Star Trek. You watch Star Trek at all?
No, but I am watching random British shows. I'm watching Bottom right now.
Bottom.
It's 2 of the guys from The Young Ones.
Oh, yeah. I think I discovered not. My dad used to watch all the he used to watch Blackadder. I discovered through my dad, which was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Faulty Towers also was really funny.
Yeah, Faulty
You ever
Towers
wa-
is
you-
very good, yeah.
Yeah. And somehow because of that, I somehow found the Young Ones also, which were funny. Was funny also, obviously. Yeah. That is all the questions, though.
All right, well, that's good because we are out of time. So
I was thinking we might be out of time, Jay.
thank you for listening. The Brink of Sanity at gmail.com. brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. Patreon.com/The Brink of Sanity. And if you want to join us in the chat, twitch.tv/crumpled bacon. And our shows go up on YouTube afterwards. Our newly demonetized shows go up on YouTube.
It doesn't matter. So I've one last thing I want to say before the show ends.
The YouTube channel is TITOWAJ. Okay, what?
Okay. So I had one story I wanted to mention real quickly. So I saw something that the consumer confidence, there's an index basically measuring consumer confidence, and it plunged to the lowest level it's been in a decade very recently, which I just found really interesting. Only like, are you confident in the economy?
No.
Okay. Do you feel better about the economy today or back in April 2020?
Today.
Yeah, in April 2020, I think like 20 million people lost their job. Yet people felt better about the economy than they do right now.
I'm glad we're ending the show on a happy note.
I found that just like shocking. I was like, what the fuck do people think are going to happen? What do they know? They're like, yeah, the aliens come next week. We're all fucked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. We will be back soon because the Knicks are starting to tank and we're getting more into Brink again.
I hate the Knicks. I hate the Knicks so much.
It's so miserable. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You cannot go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
All right. I'm gonna watch.
What's going on?
I'm gonna watch some Ted Lasso.
You're really into it, huh?
I'm on season 2.
Oh, what do you think of season 1?
I liked it.
Okay, cool.
I,
What? How far into season 2 are you?
I'm up. I watched the first 2 episodes.
I haven't watched season 2 yet.
You watched the whole first season?
Yeah.
I thought you hated
I
it.
yeah, but I had some context. I watched the whole first season. I didn't hate it. Like, I thought it was fine. But it's one of those things where I'm watching, I'm like, I consider it a 5 out of 10. It's purely mediocre. It's just totally fine. It's watchable enough. And people are like, this is the greatest. So many people are like, this show's goddamn amazing. I think it win a bunch of like Emmys.
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean,
Yeah. People
Yeah.
are praising the show everywhere. Like it's a miracle on TV. And I'm like, what the fuck are they seeing that I'm not seeing? There are almost no jokes. Like they have a very funny comedian or like a comedic actor on there. No jokes. They have a premise. He coached American football in the U.S. and now he's coaching soccer. Funny premise. They do nothing with the premise whatsoever. I mean, am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about they set this like premise they don't do nothing with?
I find the show enjoyable, but like,
They had the premise from Major League where she wants to like team to do bad and lose, and they do nothing with that premise either.
well, she sabotaged them throughout the whole season.
But they didn't really like. It didn't really matter though. She kind of sabotaged them, but it didn't make much of a difference. He
It did.
found
They
out
got-
it
they
wasn't
got
a big
relegated.
deal. The team, it just didn't seem like it mattered that much. There were no jokes about it. There was no. They weren't the bad news bears. Like they weren't. They just weren't great, but like it wasn't funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I'm not like cracking up, but I just find it like enjoyable. But it's not like
A lot of people find it. A lot of people agree with you, Jay.
all
lot
the
of people really
characters
like it.
are like stereotypical, like the angry guy and the cocky guy and the nerdy guy. Like it's not groundbreaking. It's fine.
No, it's fine. And I like whatever his name, Sudeikis, whatever, like the main guy. I think he's
Yeah.
really funny. I feel like that show is almost like it is a serious equivalent of a Pat Oswalt like a stand-up special, where basically like his delivery is fantastic, his setups are great, and then he gets to the punchline, and you're like, Okay, we'll try again.
Yeah.
Like Pat.